Your parents let me in. They said they left it just how you liked. But when I opened the door and stepped across the threshold, I knew immediately it wasn't true. Your peeling band posters were off the wall and replaced by sterile framed vinyl covers. The guitar you always had within arm's reach just in case an award-winning melody popped into your head was on your bed. Strings taut, anticipating a chord that would never be played. Your Sunday market cassettes, usually scattered across your room, were neatly alphabetised on the shelf. I knew your parents meant well, but the room was a blurry image of you. Gazing at it all, my stomach turned. I was surrounded by you, but not you. By a physical manifestation of my failure. I was underwater, sinking further and further away from the reason I came here. Waves of anguish flooding my system. I needed to escape. But then I saw it. The box. It was supposed to be 3 weeks. Your beach house stood nestled in the tea tree and agapanthus-lined streets of the Mornington Peninsula, the 3-pronged cliff nearby overlooking the foreshore, widened by the dredging a kilometre out. On our morning walks, with the sand between our toes and our shins submerged in the icy water, this is how we started our days over the week before New Year's, side by side, you lost in thought and me talking endlessly about the year ahead. But it didn't matter that we differed. Just like always, we were comfortable in each other's company. We were opposites. We didn't oppose one another. Even back in the earliest days when I sat in the boundary line while you played cricket, exhausting my notebook, you always used to take my pieces home and give them constructive criticism the next day. No matter how much we changed over the next years, we kept our rituals, our status quo. But I suppose it could be argued that status quo naturally must be disrupted to be defined. I think I can pinpoint the moment of definition for us.
Why didn't you just call an Uber?
You said you couldn't pay, and we all know what happened last time. I think I'm still waiting for you to pay me back on that cleaning fee. My rating tanked after that.
Oh, shut up. You saw me transfer that. It's not my fault it didn't go through. Probably got lost somewhere in the ether.
Oh, yeah, the ether. Yeah, that's a good one.
Hey, Matt.
Yeah?
There's... Sorry, I don't want to ruin the mood.
Come on. What's going on?
There's something important I need to tell you. It's hard for me to explain. I only really found out about it today. Before we went out, I had an appointment. You remember when I collapsed at the game last Saturday and I was getting all those chest pains?
Yeah?
I have a condition. It's called diluted cardiomyopathy. It basically means that the ventricles in my heart are too thin and they're swollen. I'm gonna be fine, but to maximize my chances, I'm gonna need to make a few changes. Like, no more cricket. No more sport at all anymore. Otherwise it might kill me.
Is there anything I can do?
Not really. I mean, there's not really anything you can do.
I mean, yeah, I guess. But, I mean, that's shit, you know, you can't play sport. I mean, what are you gonna do?
I don't know.
Don't know. It was the only time you ever cried in front of me. Maybe it was the only time you ever cried in front of anyone. Over those next few months, though I wish I could have spent my nights putting the stories in my mind on paper, I knew that I couldn't. Friends take care of each other. After the diagnosis, you started acting strangely. Drinking more when we went out, acting recklessly. You only talked about good things, shallow things. Your words careful to keep every gap in the armour you had around yourself closed. You changed. But friends take care of each other. That's why I began to say no when the plans didn't involve you. Why I drove you home, practically carried you through the door all those times. I don't know if you would have done the same thing for me. Looking back, I don't know if you cared about me like I did you. I know it's selfish to think like that. But I pushed it out of my mind and followed my self-imposed responsibility. The root of it came from a fear that you might be a victim of the way you lived. I was torn between the need to take care of myself instead of both of us, and the fear that I would lose you, the person who had been there for me for years, in a split second of flashing lights and splintering glass. And I suppose it was New Year's when the need and the fear split me in two.
You ready?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
I developed a routine for every function we went to together. Tour each room with you, say hi to the relevant people, make sure I kept count of how many drinks you've had. I know your limits better than you do. No alcohol for me, stay sharp. When things settle down, you seem to be staying put, only then can I take a break. Start a conversation, but keep my mental handbook of excuses to get out of it ready in case you move. Repeat. Wait until you're ready to go home, or over inebriated. Say our goodbyes, make apologies or excuses for your behaviour if I had to. Drag you out the door, back to the house. But I don't know what it was that night that lulled me into a false sense of security.
Hey Lauren, how are you? I didn't think I'd see you here.
I'm just down at Drew's for the weekend for the New Year's. It's been way too long.
Well, how are you doing?
Oh, not too bad, just kind of chilling out, in the Drew for maybe I let the need take me instead of the fear. I still don't know whether it was selfish of me then to leave you for a little while. I don't know if it would have changed how the night ended. But the truth is, for that time, I didn't feel like I needed to save anyone but myself. And maybe that was a good thing, maybe a bad thing. But as the minutes ticked closer to midnight, I lost myself in it all more and more. I danced, laughed, had real connections, unfiltered by my fear. The night was on my terms. But it all had to go wrong. What the hell are you doing?
Mate, I'm just having fun. I'm living my life, okay? You don't need to look after me.
Yeah, and I don't need you trying to kill yourself every time we go out.
What? Right, I see what's going on here. You're trying to embarrass me. For what? It's my life. It doesn't concern you.
Yes, it does.
How?
Because you're my friend, I want to help you.
Why do you think I need help? If I needed help, I would damn well ask for it.
That's the problem, Drew. You don't realise you need it.
And you do.
Yes, I do. Because I'm the one who has to sacrifice all my time to make sure you're okay. I'm the one who has to drag you home when you're too drunk to stand. I'm the one who has to cancel my plans to make sure that you don't end up dead after a night out. Do you even realise you're an alcoholic, Drew? Shit. Sorry, look, I know what you're going through.
Nah, don't. Don't say you know what I'm going through. You know nothing. And it's not helping calling me an alcoholic. Don't do it.
Sticks and stones may break our bones, but words will never hurt us. It's funny how we're told that. But when we grow up,
Get out of my life, man.
we find that words can cut deeper than any knife. Bruise more than a fist to the mouth, burn deeper in your skin than fire. Your words did more damage to me than any stick or stone would hope to do. Fear is what I felt then. It was prickly, like dark, lapping waves filled with the shells that broke under our feet at the beach. The worst of it was the abyss of uncertainty that stretched out beneath me. A deep-sea trench of swirling, slow horror. Because I didn't know whether you'd speak to me again or just throw me out of the house. The thing I hate about uncertainty is that the more you think about it, the deeper the current of fear pulls you into the abyss. I tried to smile, put on a brave face for you when you came home, because you would. Wouldn't you? So that we might discard our grievances as broken shells on the beach. I knew I could do it. I knew I couldn't lose you like this. I knew I couldn't. Hello? What? The horror exploding through every part of my body in that moment dragged me further into the trenches than the current of uncertainty ever could. And then I saw it. The crumpled front of the car which took your life from you as you tried to follow me back. The promise I had made to myself broken. And it broke me too. I drifted between sleeping, waking, and some kind of feverish purgatory between the two. My phone lay neglected on the far side of my room, which became my world. I knew everywhere would be just flooded with you. Even just picturing your face made it 1,000,000 times worse. I was vaguely aware that I had been invited to your funeral, but I also knew that that meant seeing the people I had let down. Eventually, I worked up the courage, and it turned out that I wasn't alone. I had gotten supportive messages from everybody. I replied to every single message, called people, and finally left my room. And when I felt confident enough, the house. I guess people reaching out helped to dissolve the hurt. I returned to school. The hurt never completely faded. I still missed you. But with the support of friends and therapy, I've been helped through the hardest time I hope I'll ever have to go through. And now I feel like I can find something new. I have no clue what that might be, but I think I'm ready to find out. You had flaws. We all do. But those aren't how I remember you. You wanted me to succeed. You cared about me. And you were good.